Yo, I just want to remind you that you're gonna crush it today.
Yo, welcome back to the lab. I'm your host, Elias Benjaloon. Join me as we dive into the science behind the hustle of badass entrepreneurs working smarter, not just harder. In every experiment, we're gonna dive in on business tactics and life lessons, enjoy some hip hop, and experience a moment of gratitude. Thank you so much for being here. Now let's win this digital revolution together. As always, we're gonna kick things off with some dope music, so I'll see you in there.
College wasn't worth it for the classes, I loved it for the actions, for collabs, for access. Astonish them, I'm massive, passively attracting the very best I'm at it. The circumstances done change and that's it, I had it. My dream is to breathe and believe to achieve this life that I am living free. Bust back with the burst of energy like beast. Growth hack my branding like I am Gary V. Throat trap, they ask why I'm like me. I start with the dream addressed, I breathe, manifest, living life possessed, progress. I'm gonna be the 2020 Larry King. Hi, I'm Elias, I'm a giant, 3 times bigger than Goliath, 5'5", living in the body of Elijah. Never second best, no Mae West, I dive head first, need no war chest, this the Wild West, yo. This my rebel road to riches, yo what's up, Eddie Smith, it's the wordsmith, psychologist, he'll teach you all the tricks in today's episode of the Hustle Sci Experiment. We go on the road to study content marketing. With the billboard in your hand, the possibilities never ending. Life lesson is to learn from everything. Failures, wins, whatever it is. Now let me talk my shit. We never alone in stitches. Sever a tone, no bitches. Our pheromones delicious. I sit in clever thrones. Throw away leather clothes that itches. Oh, and I hella load snitches. Cop this beat from J. Cole. Don't care if he listens.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Hustle Science. Today, I've got the one and only, the legendary Eddie Smith in the house for another episode of Hustle Science Experiment. Bro, I've been following your content for a really long time. I love it. Both my wife and I follow your content. So how about you kick things off? Give us a quick intro on what you're working on right now and what got you into entrepreneurship in the first place.
Dope. I really appreciate you having me on. We've kicked it a few times. It's just various different, situations, and I'm honored to be here with you. So thank you. It means a lot that you like my content. What got me here right now? I was working in media marketing for pretty much my entire life since I was like 14 years old. I'm 29. I'll be 30 in November. You can do the math.
Yeah.
And I was most recently working for iHeartRadio or iHeartMedia. You might know it as iHeartRadio and Clear Channel selling billboards. And I had this epiphany, you know what? I've got a billboard in my hand because I was crushing it on Instagram. And so I quit my job. It's actually May 5th, 2017. So we're rolling on my second year anniversary. I'm online. It's pretty crazy how fast time goes. And, I had started my own digital and social media marketing agency. Hated that because I realized I just created the job that I left. And so I said, you know what, let me teach other people how to do this and just give them all the secrets that I've learned to be successful and have, the success in the corporate world and in my own agency. And then, ultimately now I'm getting into digital products and focusing on my Rebel Road to Riches course program where I'm helping my students really master the sales and marketing from a different angle, which is, self-actualization, psychology, audience building, organic marketing, things like that, content marketing that are going to really help you crush it. Because if you can't master the whole self-actualization, the psychology, the organic marketing, audience building portion of your business, when you go to do things like paid traffic and just any kind of offer creation, it's going to be more difficult than it needs to be.
Yeah, definitely believe that, man. So thank you so much for the intro. Let's dive right into the business segment. The big business lesson you said you want to share today is content marketing. So how about you kick it off? Tell us what content marketing is and why it's relevant to building a business online in the first place.
Yeah, totally. And I'm glad that you said online because whether you're online or offline, content marketing is an absolute must. You look at all these offline businesses and the ones that are going bankrupt, Toys R Us, Kmart, etc. What they're lacking is content marketing. When Kmart was at its highest, some of you youngins, you might not know this, but they had the blue light special. When Walmart was just getting it kicked off, they had the rollback, right? And that's content marketing. Companies like Amazon, Apple, etc., they excel at content marketing. So it's not just online business, it's just business in general. You've got to be good at content marketing to catch the attention and the desire. The key word here is desire of your ideal clients and new clients, new audiences. So when you're online, the biggest thing is that there's a lot of noise. And so how do you cut through that noise? You have superb content marketing. And what is content marketing? It's the messaging that you have out there. It's the images. It's the copy, as some people say, the stories you tell, the way you tell them. It's the way that you invoke emotion and get the attention and the respect and the authority from your audience. And so when you get really scary good at content marketing, what you're really actually good at is you're good at psychology, and you're good at sociology, and you're good at these, these higher level cognitive skills that people aren't really recognizing. And so some of the best content marketers are actually really smart when it comes to psychology, human nature, seduction, topics like that.
Awesome. Yeah, man. Absolutely. And it's content marketing, and like content marketing being a core part of business it's been around for as long as business has been around, and it's been shaping like human behavior around the world. Could you give me some example? Let's like dive in. I know a lot of the people who are watching this right now are probably actually starting a social media marketing agency. Like they're doing this for the first time. Like, what does content marketing mean for them? And what does it mean for their clients too? Like, how can they actually do content marketing to win?
Yeah, totally. So if you're a social media marketing agency, the way that you're going to want to leverage content marketing for yourself is that you're not any different than any other social media marketing agency. I hate to break it to you, but you're all either doing lead generation, client acquisition, like direct product sales, you're doing brand awareness, etc. So what sets you apart? What sets you apart is actually how you go about that, your proprietary system of doing that, because that's what you're actually marketing to your potential clients. So what sets you apart, right? For me, I've got things like the 7-day month, right? For me, I'm a coach. I help people build their businesses. Well, everybody's a coach these days. So what sets me different than the next coach is, well, I've got a method that you can use that I created that's different, right? I've got my paid framework, right? That's something that I created. So what is it that you are bringing to the table that's different? Do you have a different way of creating content? Do you have a different way of attacking your targeting? Do you have a different way of posting or post strategies? There's really no right or wrong way to go about social media marketing as long as you're getting your clients results. And so whatever it is, content marketing quite literally is just applying like a name to that, or creating a process and sitting down and doing the critical thinking that it takes. It does take critical thinking to make your stuff different. So what makes a Nike shoe different than a Reebok shoe? Nothing. They're both shoes.
Yeah, it's the brand. It comes down to that.
Exactly.
And the stories that they're selling. So let's say like somebody goes and drills down on their proprietary method, like they figured it out, right? Like this is the way that they're going to crush it for their social media marketing clients. What do they do next?
Yeah. So the next thing you got to do is you've got to create a customer journey that, for myself, like I have the paid framework, right? Prepare, produce, accelerate, expand, evaluate, delegate. And so the way that I promote my content is I will, every like 90 days or so, walk my audience through the paid framework. So at the beginning of the quarter, I started talking about being prepared, right? And I was talking about having a plan and mindset and offer creation, et cetera, so on and so forth. And then I moved over to my next module, or my next step in the framework, or the modules in my course, right? And it's all about producing, right? So producing content, getting sales, filling up your calendar, your marketing strategies, all these things that go into actually like producing profit. Okay. And then I walk them through acceleration, which is like chatbots and email marketing and all the things that you can use almost like an accelerant of your business. But you've got to first have results to accelerate, right? You don't want to accelerate shit. You need to have something worth building upon. So you got to be prepared and have some production, right? And then we're going to expand all of that, get our audience larger and larger, tap into new people, leverage other people's audiences, like on this podcast, for instance. Then you're going to evaluate what worked, what didn't work, right? And I walk my audience through this, and then finally you delegate. And so every step of the way, it's almost like you're indoctrinating whoever it is that you're looking to work with. This works for email marketing, chatbot marketing, organic Facebook marketing, Facebook ads, whatever it is that you do, groups, anything. even if you're reaching out to, cold businesses and you're just sending them emails like, hey, once a week, you're walking them through your framework. By the time you get through that process, they should be like, oh, wow, like this person's providing me a lot of value, because you're step by step walking them through. And a lot of people feel like, oh, well, if you do that, then what's going to make them want to work with you? Well, the thing is that as business owners, either, especially for people who are doing like local lead gen and things like that, which I imagine a lot of your listeners probably doing local lead gen, they're business owners because they're geniuses at whatever their business is, not because they're geniuses at social media marketing. Also, being a business owner, as you know, it's time consuming. So you're going to get people that apply what you do or teach somebody internally what you do, and they're going to become promoters, right? And so you've got that net promoter score, and they're going to go out and they're going to tell other people about you. Hey, you need to get on this email list. Hey, you need to talk to this guy, this gal, whatever. Then you got the people that are going to try to apply it and fail, but know that it works because you've provided them with so much value, they just know that it works. And then you're going to have those people that are going to be like, I don't even want to try this, but I know that you know what you're talking about. How can I give you my money? And people fail to realize that's what good content marketing does. It takes your ones and twos and turns them into eights and nines and tens.
Yep. Love it, man. That's incredible. And like people should be posting this like just straight up on their Facebook and their LinkedIn and adding
their clients are.
Yeah. So, awesome, man. Well, thank you for that. Like that was super helpful. Let's dive into a moment of gratitude. Like we have this moment, remind everybody like they should take, every moment that they can and just be grateful for the opportunity that they have in the very first place. And so how about you kick us off, man? What are you feeling particularly grateful for today?
Oh, man, so much. Every day. I love that you do this moment of gratitude, because every day I strive to find this moment of gratitude. I meditate daily. If I'm really on it, I meditate twice or 3 times a day. And the things that I'm most grateful for is the fact that, 2 years ago, since we're coming up on my 2-year anniversary of being full-time online, it's 7:37 p.m. here. I'd still be stuck in traffic, just trying to get home from my job. The fact that I'm in good health, the fact that I get to kick it with people like yourself, the fact that I've got amazing students and amazing clients, and that I've been able to have impact on so many people that I don't even work with. There's people, I didn't even realize it. One of my students, she had posted the other day in my Rebel Riches private student group that for 2 years, she's followed me. For 2 years, every month, I reached out to her and asked her how she was doing and what her biggest roadblock was and how I could help her. And I didn't even realize that I did this. And she just finally made a breakthrough in her business, and she's a photographer. But the reason that makes me so grateful is because if I were working in a corporate job, I wouldn't be making this kind of impact, and I wouldn't be able to make these kind of connections or to live this kind of life, to be able to give back in a way that I'm using my brain, because that's the thing that I cherish most. Somebody the other day, they saw one of my statuses and they're like, hey, I seen your status about religion and I can relate with it. Let me send you this book that changed my perspective on it. Like, giving knowledge is one of the greatest gifts that you can give anybody. And so I'm just grateful to be able to receive that knowledge, to give that knowledge, and to, ultimately as a community, share that knowledge with like-minded individuals.
Hell yeah, man. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. In the future, I'm going to be shouting out like what people are grateful for. So if you're listening to this, drop a comment, message me, whatever you got to do to get that moment of gratitude out in the world. For me, I am feeling super grateful for having the opportunity to have this podcast, to be able to meet badass people like you, to have these conversations. And, it's, I'm like the main, I feel like I'm like the main student here and everybody's just learning with me. So it's like an incredible opportunity that I'm grateful for. To segue now into like the big life lesson, man, you're the teacher here, you're the guest. So what is the big life lesson we should impart on our listeners today?
Oh man. So I just finished writing my first book.
Oh, shoot, dude, that's major. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's memoirs of a 29-year-old fuck up, and it's the 29 life lessons that I've learned throughout my 29 years of life.
All right.
So, this is crazy. I'm going to share with you probably my favorite lesson of the book, and it's that everything is a lesson.
Nice. Everything is a lesson. Tell me more, man. What do you mean?
So when you start to become more aware and start to self-actualize and start to actually live life through you, not to you, you start to notice that like even the rain that's outside of my door right now is a lesson, right? to be still, to be calm, to slow down. The birds chirping, the stoplight that makes you late for the meeting. All of these things. My daughter asked me about her and her mom, or me and her mom. All these things, they're lessons. Life's not happening to us, it's happening through us. And so when you recognize the lesson, I like to say, what's the pattern? What's the lesson? And how do I grow from this? And everything. And we become curious and remain curious. You grow at such an exponential rate, but you also eliminate things like, doubt and self-pity and ultimately start to appreciate everything that happens to you, celebrating the wins and the losses, because the losses aren't really losses, they're lessons.
Yeah.
The wins are lessons. And so everything in life is a lesson.
Awesome, man. That goes really closely with one of my life mottos, which is to always be learning. You've always got to constantly learn. For you, what was the tipping point for you to start seeing everything as a lesson, like the failures, the wins? People talk about learning from failure and having that realization that they should be learning from failure in the first place. Did it start there for you, or is the story, does it go a little differently?
I'm blessed. My dad gave us a lesson of the day every day.
Hell yeah.
And so he literally turned his life into a walking, talking lesson. And
Dude.
So I got lucky in that department.
Love it, man. I love the fact that you're taking all those lessons and sharing that openly through content on social media. We made it this far, bro. This is, time for you to plug. How can people get connected with you so you can make an impact on their lives?
Yeah, just follow me on Facebook. I've got a community. It's got a free course in there. I mean, I should be plugging my paid course, but I got a free course inside of my community, the Rebel Army Digital Mastery. And I did that just to give back to all the people that don't have access to actual value. I remember when I was first starting out, I couldn't find any real tangible resources, and I felt like I knew it all anyways, which is a total lie. You don't know it all. I don't care who you are or how on top of your game you are. Even Richard Branson and all these other huge thought leaders and entrepreneurs, they all have some kind of mentor. But I said, all right, how can I give back? And so I gave back by creating this course that is inside of my free community, Rebel Army Digital Mastery. You can find me on Facebook, Eddie Smith, facebook.com/Eddie J. Smith 3, the number 3. Pretty simple guy.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we'll drop the links. Don't worry. Get everybody connected. Dude, thanks so much for your time. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me on. It's been an honor. And I don't know, I just love kicking it with people that just want to give back. And so I love your vibe and what you're doing for your people.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks so much.